Ciao, dosto. Good evening.
Ciao,
We
ciao.
almost have a full house amongst all of us today, and welcoming in Param, Yogesh, and DJ in the house. We have representation of Roma, Inter, Napoli, and Juve. Missing Chintan. Chintan will join in a bit. But what's up, lads? What's happening? Big week of European football for the Milanese club, especially. What's happening? Let me start with you, Param. From last
Yeah,
night, 1-0 win. How does it feel?
amazing, amazing. मतलब this inter Arsenal game हमने बहुत बात की थी, right? Has been building up for a whole year with a random Twitter beef between Inter and Arsenal fans. Who's better, R9, Thierry Henry, and among many other topics. And while I never got involved in the beef, I thought it was pointless. But in general, it was good to get a win against Arsenal. I mean, it was a very calculated game. वो तो discuss करेंगे ही हम लोग. बहुत मजा आया and the manner we won with so many rotations. And so मजा तो बहुत आया. I mean, it's a big win because now you're fifth in the Champions League table. We are fifth in the Champions League table, and you have Leipzig, Leverkusen, and if you could just win even one of those games and draw the other, I think you're pretty much guaranteed a qualification in the next round. But obviously, you play to win every game. But yeah, very happy. मतलब क्या game था? Like this is what I keep saying. It surprises me how we play in the Serie A and how we play in the Champions League. It is a stark difference. It's day and night. The attitude is like Champions League is here, Serie A is here. So it's quite strange. So that's why Yogesh has a reason to at least smile because उसको पता है शायद Inter weekend पे leak करे थोड़े goals. That's just who we are. But we'll come to Yogesh also because I know his smile has gone down a bit after that thrashing by Atalanta. कैसा कर रहे हो Yogesh?
Yes, I'm good. Yeah, Napoli का result up and downs. Like what is like supporting Napoli is not always like Real Madrid जैसा थोड़ी ना कि up जाएगा. Napoli को support करना then
Speaking
it
of
is
Real
up and
Madrid,
down, up and
Real
down.
Madrid का भी थोड़ा डाउनवर्ड
आएंगे.
ट्रेंड चल रहा है वैसे.
हाँ. But I'm very surprised to see Yogesh मतलब थोड़ा being modest. I guess that 3-0 defeat affected him a lot. DJ bhai, what about you यार? मतलब UA के लिए it has been an interesting week as well because you all beat Udinese and draw to Lille, which is I would say not a bad result considering Lille are actually playing so well in the Champions League.
They're giant killers, yeah.
Exactly, they've beaten both the Madrid clubs, and considering that, and from what I heard and saw, that UA didn't really play badly at all. So yeah, your thoughts and how are you doing here generally?
I'm doing great, guys. As always, keeping afloat, drinking some vino, living the Pirlo life. But jokes apart, I think, like I said, Param, for me, this season is ground zero for Juve in so many ways. I'm more interested in seeing how much of the philosophy is being imbibed, how the team is understanding the ability to keep the ball, to retain the ball, to win back possession. Those signs are very positive, which is why
Yeah.
I'm able to detach a little bit from the result. And for people who saw the Juventus Lille game, they would see that Juve actually played a very, very good game. In fact, if there's anything to criticize there, it is Motta's substitutions because that's when we kind of lost the initiative a little bit. And of course, I'll come to it more in detail later. But I also feel 10 games in the league and also now seeing about 4 or 5 games in the Champions League, it's enough to kind of see um, what Motta kind of needs to now begin to firm up his opening lineup, which is still not
Okay.
clear,
Yeah.
so that
Yeah.
there's a little bit more chemistry with the players.
Yeah.
What is becoming is the certain players are being rotated and those same players then come in as substitutions. So it's almost
Yeah.
like Vlahovic will be substituted, Yildiz will be moved to the center, McKennie will come on as sub, or if he starts, Thuram will come on as sub. So I want to start seeing that little bit of a fixed lineup so that the team can build on rhythm. The players are kind of understanding their transition. They just need better chemistry with each other. So I think
Yeah.
just a little
That's
bit
true.
of that, and I feel like Juve will, improve their stride as it goes on.
Yeah, I agree. I agree because UA definitely are a work in progress, but at the end of the day, no one rules out UA that easily. Let me just see. Of course, I can see a few people in the house. Nice to have you, Aditya. Krish. Krish is excited because Genoa finally, Balotelli made his debut, got booked in 3 minutes, but
3
Pinamonti
minutes.
scored the winner. So he says, yeah, he did predict a 3-1 AC Milan win. I mean, bold, but it happened. So kudos to
It
you.
happened. It
Uh,
happened.
yeah, Bisek is a beast. Yeah, he's a beast. I mean, by the way, so one interesting thing, Simone Inzaghi said that Bisek was playing with a rib injury, and he
Yeah,
still put in a master class. So I was
yeah.
quite surprised, man. I was quite surprised. First of all, I want an apology from Chintan and Ajay for Fonseca kind of bench play as much as you want card. I don't know if Ajay bhai said this, but maybe Chintan bhai
No,
yes. I don't
but
know.
this is more about Fonseca, man. Like, Fonseca is the
Yeah,
manager. He decides who's the boss. वो
yeah,
बोलता है ना
exactly,
चक दे मेरा
exactly.
ये टीम का गुंडा मैं हूँ. बस वो
Ha,
Fonseca है.
exactly, exactly. That is what is making the difference. He has improved as a man manager, surely.
Yeah,
Inter
yeah.
master classes, Adarsh, French clubs except PSG are doing well. I'm happy with it. Lille Road was a bit unlucky. Yes, two offsides for Coop minus. That's true. That's true. Exactly. UA played really well. 2 minutes of silence for those who. I mean, exactly for those who believe in that. You said it well. Uh, no, look, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm overcritical. Like Devray ke errors बहुत होते हैं, but yesterday I'll give credit where it's due. I'll agree I'm critical on Bisek thoda because at the end of the day he's very young and he has to learn. But Devray I have to be critical because this guy Ajay bhai will also agree he's won the Serie A Best Defender of the Year award at some point in his career, so you expect better from him. But
Yeah.
yesterday I have no complaints. Yesterday was a plan executed very well, which we will discuss in depth. But Ajay bhai, where
Also,
do you want to start?
I think Bisek, you've got to give him that little time and space.
Yeah, yeah,
Also Inzaghi is giving a little bit of the attacking responsibility to him. Coming deeper from the
exactly.
wing, and I think
Yeah,
he's doing a very good job in the way he uses his body. It's almost
yeah,
like he thinks like a striker,
yeah.
and he has that frame and that build.
Yeah,
So,
I
keeping
agree
that
with
in
you.
mind, I think he's doing really well. Even in the
Yeah,
UVA game, I know you criticized him, but actually, I thought it was a very good move by Inzaghi. It was a good
fair
sub.
enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I agree with as you said, as Inter fan over here said. Yes, our fan base is the first one to jump to criticize young players, and I am also guilty of it on some occasions. So I'll admit it. But Ajay, किधर start करना है आपको because
Let's let's
lot
let's
of
start with the most recent result, which is Inter 1, Arsenal nil.
yeah,
Finally, the game happened after almost 20 years because the last time these two teams met was that Thierry Henry 5-1 वाला game at the San Siro. उसके बाद में तो सिर्फ ट्विटर पे चल रहा था एक दूसरे का मतलब मारा मारी ये
oh
वो.
boy,
And I saw some absolute BS from so many fans that did a combined Arsenal Inter 11 and boss. I mean, it's just very comical. I mean, I don't know. And then even after the game, right? Like, you have AFTV, that guy saying ki bhai, Inter, I came to Italy and these people don't drive correctly. And you can see the driving style in their football game. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, what are you trying to say? क्या मतलब बोलना क्या चाहते हो चाचा? But
exactly,
obviously, I think this was a moment for all the Interisti because I follow so many of y'all, be it Uncle
Hmm.
Sharma, be it Gautam Sharma, be it Nima.
Yeah,
Finally, जो उनके bookmarks में था इतने time से, they were just bringing it all out.
yeah,
Inter
yeah,
without Barella, Mkhitaryan, Bastoni, Di Marco, Thuram
yeah,
pulling off
yeah,
a 1-0 classic Inter win. As you said
yeah.
in our group, कि प्लान किया, प्लान के हिसाब से एग्जीक्यूट किया and game ko
Hmm.
khatam kar diya. That is what Arsenal experienced. We as Serie A fans have been seeing this since Simone Inzaghi took over at
Hmm.
Inter. We've been privy to this, but जो लोग शायद Serie A देखते नहीं है, उनको पहली बार दिखा कि this is what Inzaghi does. And 1-0, I think it was a deserved win. Param,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts as an Interista?
एक तो जैसे योगेश हमेशा बोलते हैं मजा आ गया. I'll take that line from him because like I was like, yesterday in the preview, sorry, 2 days ago in the preview as well. I said when I saw that predicted lineup, DJ by like there were so many rotations, no Barella, no Di Marco, no Bastoni, no Thuram. But for some reason, I was feeling relaxed. I was like, if not now, when will he rotate? He has to use the squad. Like any club playing in any European competition, plus the Coppa Italia, the Super Cup, whatever, has to rotate to this extent. And I'm glad he took that risk because if not now, when? Sure, you could have argued Banda Venezia ke against rotate karta, but we barely beat Venezia, right? So, and with Napoli to come, you also have to plan properly. So, I was not worried with the rotation. My only concern going into the game was Fratesi starting or Barella, but even then, that was not noticed much to be honest. So, game plan tha ki yaar, you sit deep, you soak in, you try to thoda cause problems early, which we saw because we hit the crossbar as well, if you remember early on in the first half, and we could have taken the lead. But after that, we were very calm defensively. It was like Arsenal are known for their set piece wala record. Ajay bhai, आपने तो सुना होगा the corners and whatnot, scoring a lot from that. But we were ready for it all. What was it? 13, 14 corners, but we cleared everything. So we were waiting for it. Look, Arsenal's, if I pull up the data here, I know a lot of content creators abroad are misleading people into saying this 1.8 xg means Arsenal dominated Inter. That is wrong, because more, and Daksh, to his credit, was very objective in his analysis. He said that both teams pretty much accumulated the xg with a lot of short spamming, basically a pointless short spamming. There were not much clear cut chances for either side. Inter's xg is inflated by the penalty goal, and I was very happy with the defensive mentality. यार मैं क्या ही बोलूं, मतलब Bisek, as DJ Bhai said, then maturity against Manchester City and Arsenal. Kudos to him. De Vrij stepped up when needed. Darmian fantastic at left wing back. Zielinski, Yogesh, I love defensively. Finally, he's slowly learning those defensive patterns in our system. Hakan, I don't need to say more. What a performance yet again. And I think Dumfries is like my second man of the match after Bisek, because kya performance dala. Ajay bhai, you said it in the preview, right? You don't know what to expect from the guy, but yesterday he brought it. He was amazing. And Taremi, I'm short, like he's obviously not scored from open play, but यार क्या performance डालता है. At the end of the day, he won the penalty, and for me, it's a clear penalty. By the way, the body is outstretched. There's a shot, there's a ball. The ball is going towards goal, so you have to give that. So I don't think that's debatable at all. And yeah, I can only commend Mehdi Taremi, and when after that you have Barella coming on, Di Marco coming on, so थोड़ा relaxed था मैं. I was generally a bit relaxed even when Arsenal were constantly spamming crosses or whatever. It was a tough game indeed. Like, you have to give credit to Arsenal to an extent as well. But I feel what I liked about us was that we managed it with so many rotations. The mentality was, you manage the game, you will get the goal somehow, and we got it. And kudos to Hakan. 19 out of 19 penalties scored ever since he's joined Inter in all competitions. So, and that's not an easy record to achieve. We know that. So very happy. Can't complain at all. Matlab, manage करके performance लाना, and then with Napoli to come, that's where you can feel the main 11. Absolutely delighted.
And also, I think, Param, very good time of the season for them to begin to hit their stride.
Yeah.
Because this year again, it's not going to be a long extended winter break. That's when most of the teams are going to get a little susceptible. And if Inter begin to hit their stride, that can also make a difference, when
Yeah,
when it
I
comes to
agree.
the final stretch. So I think from that perspective, also, you're also right in a sense that there's a little Jekyll and Hyde between Inter and Syria and Inter in
Yeah.
Europe. But
Yeah.
I think somewhere that also has to do with Inzaghi's hunger in Europe.
Yeah.
They've now hit that rhythm in Europe that, let's say,
Exactly.
Juve would have back in the day with that continuity. Now they've got that sense of seasoning. The players have
Yeah.
matured very nicely,
Yeah.
to kind of understand the pace of Europe. So you would see a much more European Inter this season as well,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
uh, which is good for Serie A, guys. I know it's Milan and Inter, but I was very happy to see the results because this is
Yeah.
so good to bring home to the league, right? Like,
Exactly.
everyone
Exactly.
talking shit about the Serie A
Yeah.
it's right up there, right? The writings on the wall,
I
in
fully
the sense
agree.
that
I
the
fully
league is
agree.
right up there.
Yeah. I fully agree with you. Yogesh, did you catch the game by any chance? तेरे क्या thoughts यार? तेरे भी thoughts बता दे, मतलब, if you have any.
So I watched the highlights यार. काफी अच्छा था.
हाँ.
Like with both Milan and Inter doing what they are doing, it
हाँ.
brings good name to the league. Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, like just happy that these guys are like, even Juventus did a good game, but unfortunately
Exactly.
they could not win. But overall, Atlanta also won, right? So overall, it
Yeah.
was a
Atalanta and
very
Inter, the
good
only two.
game.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah,
super.
exactly. Not considered yet. Funnily
So good
enough,
to see. What a amazing stat.
What a
Yeah,
start,
what an
man! What
yeah.
a
amazing.
start! What a start!
And one thing I will say कि ना, योगेश actually post game Gasperini को दो चीजें पूछी थी. Where are you more optimistic, the Serie A or the Champions League? And he leaned more towards the Champions League. So fair play to him. At least he's being confident.
But
But yeah, I
Param, it
think,
suits them.
yeah,
That style of play really suits them because that's where the way
exactly.
they play is fully optimized to Europe. It's
Yeah.
so much more open now.
Hmm.
I mean, that's why they're Europa champions today, and
Exactly.
I wouldn't be surprised if they have a good deep run in the Champions League as well.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point, DJ. Actually, now that you think about it, because Ajay bhai, on that note, before we close this inter discussion, we saw that with Milan, what Fonseca said, which I'll bring up. Obviously, that was taken wrongly
थोड़ा
by
out
many
of
people.
context था यार. थोड़ा out of context though.
Yeah, I know. Again, I don't want to take the names of accounts that made it out of
Yeah,
context, but
yeah, yeah.
his point was pretty much similar to what DJ Bhai said, right? Ki there are certain styles you come across in Europe which benefits your team, and
Hmm.
वो तो एक अलग discussion है. We'll come to Milan, Real Madrid, but yeah, overall, yeah, I mean, I can only say that very happy we are at वही table में अभी तो यार वो तो that table, man. It's first of all, it's a horrible viewing in the sense of Ajay bhai, you
It
called
is.
it what?
It is. या जो छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज टर्मिनस में आप जाओगे तो ट्रेन का टाइम टेबल आता है ना,
हाँ,
हावड़ा एक्सप्रेस, शताब्दी
exactly.
एक्सप्रेस,
Yeah.
जयंती
It,
जनता,
it's quite,
तो
yeah, it's quite a tough viewing. But yeah, I think अभी तक वो I'll pull it up later. But yeah, I think being fifth at this point is good because then you have Leipzig, which is not an easy game. Then you have Leverkusen. Even though yeah, sure, Leverkusen मार खा गई Liverpool से, it's still you can't say it's an easy game. So very happy. And once we go to the Milan discussion, I think we can talk a bit about Juve and Atalanta because I want to. I'm waiting for Chintan Bhai for the Milan thing because I want to see his enthusiasm. So we'll go to DJ Bhai first. DJ Bhai, your thoughts just on the game. मतलब क्या लगा आपको? Because we obviously touched upon it, but briefly, I think you must be satisfied, right? Playing one of the most informed clubs in the world right now, and then getting such a result away from home.
I think I would say I'm quite content with the way Juve showed up. It's not easy to go away and dominate Lille like the way Juve did.
Hmm.
Most tellingly, the beating was in the middle of the park. They were just overrunning them in the center.
Hmm.
But what is beginning to bother me a little bit
Yeah.
is this Juve not being able to kind of play through the channel and bring the number 9 into the game.
Yeah.
Vlahovic at the moment is just playing. His game is really reduced to hold up play. But
Yeah.
what's very now again, I'm beginning to see a pattern where Juve is beginning to use the wings like they did under Allegri, and also because Conceição
Hmm.
is so good with the ball at feet, his
Hmm.
ability to beat his man, it's
Yeah.
almost becoming like a second skin kind of idea to every Juve player. Before
Hmm.
it reaches, through that center channel to involve the number 9, it's going out wide.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
it's
agree.
either going to Conceicao or it's going to Yildiz. Both are
Yes.
dribblers,
Yeah.
and they have a great ability. And I think that's alienating the 9. So
Hmm.
somewhere now that also is a corroboration to Vlahovic's form.
Yeah.
We took him off. We put Yildiz in the middle. So now, yeah, Vlahovic is not the only problem in that position.
Yeah.
I
I
think
understand.
Mota needs to kind of decomplicate that a little bit and
Yeah.
start bringing in a shadow striker play so Juve starts to use that channel and play between the lines a
Hmm.
bit more. Hopefully, a
Hmm.
fit Cook Miners will aid that transition. He's not been
Yeah.
fit, as we know, and he had a very good
Yeah.
game though. Very, very
Yeah.
intelligent movement
Yeah.
off the
Yeah.
ball, great passing. But
Hmm.
guys, special mention to Zagrova, man. He's been a hard Juve
Yeah.
target.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What a player, man! What temperament, what mentality, what vision!
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing
He
and
he was
ability.
quoted. He was quoted saying that he would love to play for either of the big three. ये quote है उसका. Is he and he ended it by saying I would like to play for Milan if possible. Obviously because he also has a great relationship with Fonseca and Fonseca. So speaking on Fonseca very briefly, that was the player he managed the best in his last year
yeah,
at Lille,
yeah,
whatever. So yeah, just wanted to add that before you go ahead, DJ. Yeah,
And the thing is, Param, here for
yeah,
me, I don't want to say Juve were wasteful because they did very well even in the offside goals. They were very clinical with the
yeah,
finishing.
yeah. Hmm.
Chevalier had a great game, and I mean, he's one of the hottest young prospects. We know that already.
Exactly,
You know,
exactly.
very good, very good, very, very good game. Did very well to keep Juve out.
Huh.
I would say that there are no special complaints against the team. I think like the team is beginning to understand, and I can see it in the rhythms. I can see it in the patterns. It's
Hmm.
just that now Mota's got to start giving continuity to players so that the chemistry builds. They
Yeah,
understand their movement off the ball, they understand the movement with the ball, and
yeah,
those transitions are a lot more flawless. When
yeah.
you don't know that player's movement and you're playing maybe every 12 days instead of every 7 days, that
Hmm.
becomes a little bit of a hindrance. It takes you that much longer to
Hmm.
understand that off the ball transition.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I understand.
also, I think he's got to give Conceição a little space because I feel like Juve players are very subconsciously becoming dependent on him, you
Hmm.
know, because of his pace
I
and his
understand.
ability to dribble and being so
Ah,
dangerous
ah.
near the box. When you have nothing to do, you just pass it to him. I don't like that
Exactly.
dependency on one player. So
Yeah.
he needs to kind of tolerate that. Of course, we still have a bunch of injuries.
Yeah,
Um,
obviously.
once Nico is back, hopefully that problem will be resolved.
Yeah, yeah. So UA game ka to tha. I'll continue more on the UA game, but let me Ajay bhai take some few comments because a lot of people are
Yeah,
commenting.
yeah.
I'll come to Yogesh after this and you. Where did I stop? I think yeah, Milan ka discussion will continue, guys. Don't worry, we'll come to AC Milan. This is my dad's account. I've started my first job in life and shifted to Bangalore. Yogesh.
Wow.
Everyone shifting to Bangalore, I think. So couldn't catch the game. No worries, Hirendra. Yeah, nice to see that you're still following the content. Your Serie A enjoy karte raho. That's all I will say.
Virendra,
Uh,
even Yogesh has shifted from Mumbai to Bangalore, so he's in
exactly. You
Bangalore
can
right
see.
now.
Yeah, you can see the setup. He literally flew today, right, Yogesh?
Yeah.
Yeah. तो वही है सब लोग बैंगलोर में ही है, I guess. But look, too soon, Deepu. I would say we can be in the conversation, but it's too soon to say winners or not because I think all of us can agree this Champions League has been very unpredictable. मतलब Sporting absolutely destroying Manchester City. मतलब वो तो देख के मतलब yeah, that was crazy. And you see the table where everyone is. I'll pull it up again, man. So I don't want to jump the gun yet. I'm frustrated with Thuram last few games, though. Remember he was dispossessed. Yeah, I remember that moment. He has been a bit frustrating, but yeah, I won't complain much. Chintan bhai, I don't know, yaar. I don't know if he will join. That's why we might start with the Real Madrid Milan game. Uh, where is the man of the moment, the Bernabeu silencer? Yeah, he again we are waiting for him here. I hope he joins. Italy best defender midfielder not on the pitch, but Inter won so comfortably. Inter versus Barca will be a great match. Sorry. Yeah, I mean at this point, sure, it could be a great game. हाँ आर्सेनल ने ज्यादा क्रिएट नहीं किया क्रॉसेस और कॉर्नर्स पे एंड या एग्जैक्टली माय पॉइंट आई डोंट नो व्हाई people are saying Arsenal dominated us. There was no domination. To be honest, most PL fans don't rate other leagues. Obviously, you know it. Italy best defender and वो exactly you said this earlier. Uh, in my opinion, Serie A में mid-table teams are hard to beat. I think this season, Ajay, it has been very evident. I mean, you being a
Very
Roma
much,
fan, it has been very evident.
very much, very much. You never
Yeah,
know
I know.
how they're going to turn up. It's very
Yeah,
difficult to. In any case,
yeah,
it's very difficult to beat them,
yeah. I know, I know, I
especially
know. In any
away
case,
from home.
yeah.
I'm sure, like give Man City Hellas Verona away. It'll be a tough game for them.
Yeah, I mean, like I remember a lot of games. मतलब योगेश को तो पहला ही गेम याद होगा सीजन का. For UA also, you had the Empoli draw, which was so tricky because Empoli was legit giving problems to all
Empoli
teams.
were good in that
Yeah,
phase.
exactly. And then Milan also struggling. Inter also dropping points.
Fiorentina क्या खेल रही है यार?
Fiorentina have woken up, man. Fiorentina उड़ गई है finally. We should have been better on counters, but it's fine for now. Expecting better counters. Fair enough. Nice to have you, Saurav. Nice to see that you're joining consistently. Please subscribe and spread the word here. It looks like UA will be pursuing David aggressively in the summer, and we'll have a Jallo all over again. Deek Deepesh, he's not only Inter's target, he's targeted by UA, Inter, Premier League clubs, and
Everybody,
the
everybody.
everybody.
मतलब वो
And
सबको
and
मुझे उठा ले.
yeah, and Timothy Weah was being really cheeky recently when he said he have been talking to David and he keeps asking me about how what UA is like. So I won't be surprised if he goes to UA because UA may he has more chances of starting than at Inter. I'll be very honest because we are already
It's
stacked
not
off front.
only that. It's not only that, Param. The thing is, Giuntoli is very tight with a lot of these clubs. Like his scouting system here and his relationships with these clubs in France are also very, very tight.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true. I agree with you. I'll be honest, like Italy France connection थोड़ा underrated है DJI because बहुत deals होती है. Atalanta's love is in the house. Nice to have you. And by the way, congrats to you. We will be discussing that game briefly. You all beat Stuttgart, and Atalanta has also not conceded a goal in the Champions League. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
My
Yeah,
my my bachcha Nicolo Zaniolo scoring a goal in the Champions League.
yeah. So nice to have you here. We will be talking about Atalanta, so stick around. And by the way, kudos to you because at योगेश इधर चैट पे उसको अगर आपको कुछ बोलना है about the 3-0 win, you feel free to say because it was indeed the Ademola Lukman show. मतलब तोड़ दिया. We will discuss that as well. It looks like you. Sorry, same comment. Vikes, nice to have you. Inter fan in the house. Jack Sparrow. अरे बाप रे ये तो अलग. I didn't. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. That's interesting.
DJ all Danny Osvaldo today.
Yeah, Danny Osvaldo. Told you guys that Milan would win. Yeah, I mean, to all those who predicted a Milan win, fair play. Fair play to you guys. Yeah, so far it's proving to be good, right? I mean, I think there's been too much unpredictability, and so far it's proving to be good. Yeah, Yogesh, briefly tell me, would you have wanted Napoli to be in their very first year of rebuild? Would you have wanted Napoli to be in this unpredictable format? In the
No.
would you have, no? Simple no. Yeah. Yeah, we are waiting for him as well. Yeah, I'll just take two more comments and we'll move on and take the rest later. Yeah, we'll come to this Atlanta Isla. I'll star your comment. Again, Milan related comments. Let me star. So yeah, I think let's start with the Milan Real Madrid game, guys. पहले मैं योगेश से अजय भाई से चालू करता हूँ. Then let me come to Yogesh if that's fine. यार, no one saw this coming. I think we can all agree. I
No one saw
predicted
this
a
one.
I predicted a narrow Real Madrid win at best 2-1. There are people in the panel obviously predicted, but sorry, people in the chat already predicted. But Yogesh, तूने भी predict नहीं किया होगा Milan win. I don't think even DJ भाई would have predicted a Milan win. What a performance!
I mean, we didn't
Had
discuss it, but I had
yeah.
actually Milan down to win.
Wow, okay, fair enough, interesting. But we'll start with Ajay bhai. I'll come to all of you. Ajay bhai, क्या यार मतलब look, we know Real Madrid have issues and everything, and yes, they're blatantly evident. मतलब दिख जाता है. But it is difficult to tap into those problems to give your team the confidence to beat Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. We thought Dortmund would do it when they were 2-0 up, but they got smashed 5-2. We saw that.
Yeah,
But Milan is
absolutely.
the team that stopped them at the end of the day. क्या लगता है? Your thoughts on the game?
What a game, man. And kudos to Paulo Fonseca. I think he got the system right, he got the tactics right, and individually as well. I mean, you saw Tijani Reinders, who's been their player of the season along with Pulisic. Both
Yeah,
of them have good games. Rafael Leo was impressive down that left wing. Fikayo Tomori as well, solid as a rock. I don't think so. Madrid had a chance. They
yeah,
were visibly stunned by how good Milan were. एंड
yeah,
ये मैंने देखा काफी ट्विटर अकाउंट्स में काफी एनालिस्ट ने काफी पंडित्स ने बोला कि ओ व्हाट डिड रियल मैड्रिड डू रॉन्ग हाउ डिड रियल मैड्रिड मेस अप they haven't given credit to Milan. I think this is
yeah. That's true.
Paulo
That's true.
Fonseca masterclass. The way that he set up the team, the way that they approach the game is kudos. I think no one amongst us also had it कि यार मिलान जाके वहां पे कुछ उखाड़ेगा, but उन्होंने कर दिखाया. And what a win for them away at the Bernabeu. All the three goals, like especially the Tijani Randers goal, was just mind blowing. The way that Rafa Leo
Yeah.
just breezed past the Madrid defense, and
Hmm.
I think Renders as well, a finish, super finish by him. Otherwise, I love the Morata goal as well because
Hmm.
it's a very classic striker goal, right? You
Hmm.
anticipate before anyone else is expecting. The shot was saved. I think it was a Rafael Leao shot. He
Hmm.
spun around the defender and shot at goal. So
Hmm.
rebound jab aaya, Morata was the only guy who was
Yeah,
awake and he reacted to it. So
yeah,
over I mean, just like to sum it up, I think Milan deserved the win, and
yeah.
more than Madrid
Absolutely.
playing poorly, I think this was a Milan masterclass. And kudos to all Milanisti, especially Chintan. I think he
Hmm.
enjoyed the night, and rightfully so.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. He
memorable,
brings.
a night for the ages for
Yeah, yeah, of course,
Milanisti
of
all over
course.
the world.
एंड फनीली इनफ योगेश तेरे पे आता हूँ बिकॉज चिंतन भाई ने प्रीव्यू में ना बोला था कि वो हेड टू हेड रिकॉर्ड दिया था कि एक्चुअली रियल
Yeah.
मैड्रिड का रिकॉर्ड एसी मिलान के अगेंस्ट अच्छा नहीं है यूरोप में ऑफ कोर्स. पर तेरे थॉट्स यार ऑन द गेम योगेश बिकॉज मतलब सिंपली they destroyed Real Madrid. It is as simple as that. मतलब you have to look at it, and even someone like a Malik Thiaw scoring a goal, मतलब कि Milan fan base में they're not overly happy with his performance as well. But then generally यार टिजानी रेंडर्स के बारे में अगर तुझे कुछ बोलना है कुछ भी बोलना है because fantastic display from them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and especially considering Madrid were 2-0 down against Dortmund and they came
Yeah,
back to win 5-2. So
yeah,
this Madrid team has in it even if they are down, they can come back to win. But Milan का
exactly,
अगर आप game देखोगे तो Milan controlled the game so much कि Madrid's midfield was not able to do anything here.
exactly.
That was the simply point. And Rafael Leao का काफी outstanding performance था यार. I remember how Rafael Leao performed so well against Napoli in the Champions League matches, and it was a similar performance by him. Yeah, he really
Hmm.
turned up and gave वो assist जो दिया Reinders को. That was way too classy. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And यार तेरे तेरे लिए मैन ऑफ द मैच कौन था बिफोर आई गो टू डीजे भाई?
For me, it was Reinders.
Rangers, yeah, correct. Because, matlab, I'll also give my very briefly 2 cents because even as a fully objectively speaking, yeah, matlab Rangers to fantastic. I have no, he is, as Ajay bhai said, Milan's best player in my opinion. I know Pulisic probably bowling yellow, but for me, without Rain, they like with Rangers they are way better on the pitch. बस एक चीज
Yeah,
बोलना चाहूंगा what where I feel they make the difference is कि एज अपोज टू डॉटमंड इसकी मैं जो फोंसेका की मैन मैनेजमेंट की बारे में बार बार बात करता हूँ अजय भाई इस चैनल पे. इट हैज कम लीप्स एंड बाउंड्स आफ्टर दैट लील का स्पेल and you can see how he instilled it in his players. He saw a Real Madrid team leaving holes and he was like, go for it, don't back off, you take the risk, and it paid off. It's as simple as that. Because you can see this Real Madrid team has flaws, and I'm not discrediting Milan. Matlab, they do Real Madrid do miss Toni Kroos. They're defending. You saw the Vinicius dive as well, right? That ridiculous where he started rolling on the floor. That was that was him, right? If I'm not wrong, correct.
Yeah, it
So
was him. It was him.
yeah, it was him. So wait, matlab, wo to, so they were. It pretty much told you they were worried. Matlab, they were on the edge. And for AC Milan, for an inconsistent AC Milan to go to Bernabeu and do this, it takes a lot. And that is where players के बारे में तो मैं praise करूंगा. You have to praise the coach. Look, Fonseca को criticism मिला. And I'm not saying suddenly he's a world beater. But again, as someone who watched him at Lille and followed his career, he has improved a lot. So if any Milanisti still have doubts about him, I would simply say give him time and just let him do what he's doing, because he has come a long way. And वो Leao का तो जो भी है वो अलग है, but then again he fielded Leao had a good day and whatever. So again, a good coach, a very like an amazing result for AC Milan, and kudos to all AC Milan fans, because we've seen them have a bad season. So, matlab, average mixed bag of a season, and then suddenly to win at the Bernabeu is something. But DJ, by your thoughts here, because again, uh, we are rivals and everything, but objectively speaking, I'm sure even you must have been quite elated at this result.
No, no, 100%. Very, very
Yeah,
happy with the result.
yeah,
But for me, Param, I wouldn't. I'd keep the celebrations a little balanced in the sense that I don't
yes,
think that this is a starting point for Milan for the rest of the season where they're going to be on this high, and I don't
yeah,
think this is the point where Madrid's entire season goes to the gutter.
yeah, yeah,
For me, I think actually it was not really a battle of 11 against 11. It was more about the mini battles, in the micro spaces, because I do think Vinny and Mbappe did pretty decently in the game.
mm,
They had the beating of the Milan defense. It's just that the defense held up, and I think
yeah,
Fonseca played a high line. You
yeah,
know, which is
yeah,
again suiting his game in Europe. So it was those mini battles where I feel Milan came up trumps. And guys, special mention again, Morata. I know
yeah,
we don't mention him enough because
yeah,
obviously he's now become a bit of a journeyman, but he is the kind of player for these games because there is no other hybrid striker in Europe that plays like him between the lines.
yeah, yeah,
He does a lot of work off the ball. You'll see it in the goal that he scored also. It is really his off the ball movement that created that moment, you
yeah,
know, where it was
yeah,
almost Inzaghi-esque, Param, if you know what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah. I
You
get
know,
what you mean. I get what you
and to
mean.
create that space around him. I don't quite. I feel like Tamori came in for a little bit of criticism, but I think he had a good game.
Hmm.
To me, it was not I wouldn't say that the scoreline flattered to deceive, but it was a little bit more even and probably closer contested than the scoreline suggests.
Yeah,
But Milan were deserving winners. If
yeah, yeah. Of
you get
course, of
it,
course.
and I think that's the part that makes me happy. These are
Yeah,
the kind of games that are very open, and I think teams like Milan, Inter, Roma, even now the present Juventus are very suited to games like this
yeah,
because
yeah.
Madrid play a very open game. They don't know
Exactly.
they don't look to contain you. They just look to
Yeah,
outscore you, and that didn't
exactly.
drop because of the way Milan's high line and defense held up.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
man, what a performance! Yeah, the keeper's just
yeah,
like he did his bit. So
yeah.
all in all, it wasn't really the domination that people suggest, and at the same time, I wouldn't be over the moon for
Hmm.
Milan.
I'm
And
agreeing with what you're saying. Yeah,
I wouldn't say that Madrid is their season is in the dumpster just yet.
yeah,
They are
yeah.
struggling. They have problems. I think, guys, but we have to be objective. A lot of their problems are down also to just emotional fatigue and lack of hunger.
True,
It's
true.
not down to the talent. You know,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
this team
Oh,
is that it's that, Ancelotti's won everything there is to win. This team has won everything there is to win. It's
Exactly.
just that little season where they're not feeling hungry enough.
Yeah, fair enough. That's also a fair assessment. I'll just say one thing to close. I feel one more tactical thing, Ajay, bhai, that Fonseca changed obviously because Yunus Musa obviously is criticized a lot by Milan fans and rightly so. और उसको उसने right wing back में डाला to handle the physicality का aspect and it worked. It worked. So if any Milan fans still doubt Fonseca, यार, I'll just say simply give him time and be patient because again, as I keep saying, he might not be
Param,
like the most
we called this at the start of the season, if you remember.
exactly. Like
Fonseca's the
he
kind
was,
of guy you have to give him time because
yeah,
he's
absolutely.
a very
Especially,
European coach, and I think
yeah,
that's the kind of football Milan have in their DNA.
yeah. I agree with you. मतलब वो है. You just give him time and let him do his thing. Yogesh, I'll take some comments, then we can move on briefly. I think to Serie A and a bit of that Atalanta game because we obviously have some Atalanta fans in the chat.
Let's not talk about Bologna.
Bhai, I'm so pissed off with like I don't understand Italiano. Like there were those memes being made. I don't know if Yogesh and DJ saw it about Italiano having more points than Motta in the Serie A at this stage, which was quite a funny meme. Like
Listen,
Motta, who had Calafiori and Luis Ferguson, had 14 points after 10 games, and Italiano with Casale and Moro has what 16 points after 10 games. So that was quite a funny meme. But yeah, I don't understand him. Like he's picked up form and then they ठीक है, I'm not saying Monaco is a bad team. Monaco is a good team. I get it. But Ajay Bhai also, I really thought they would at least get a draw here, Ajay Bhai. It was
At
quite
least a draw
disappointing.
at home. At
Yeah,
home, and Monaco did not have Dennis Zakaria. Of course,
exactly. They had
he's
so many
knowing
missing
him from
players.
the Juve days. He's been
Exactly.
good for Monaco.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
without those players also मतलब वो
Very
एक सिंपल
disappointed.
भाषा में हक दिया इटालियनों ने.
Yeah, and I'll just give my 2 cents on Atalanta. When I caught a bit of that game and I read. I think Atalanta का if Atalanta's love is there in the chat, आप भी आपके thoughts दो. But I think Atalanta ना जो हम बार बार बोलते हैं ना जब कि Atalanta wakes up late in the season, they're waking up
Yeah.
early and on time.
They have
Yogesh,
woken
because
up.
they've woken up. Obviously, yes. स्कल्विनी भी ACL इंजरी से जल्दी वापस आ गया मतलब he's already back training मतलब proper training not individual group training right and that's a big boost for Italy in itself वो तो है पर Atalanta के लिए तू सोच भाई वो योगेश तू इमेजिन कर जब वो स्क्वाड फुल्ली फिट होगी एक बार उसको मिलेगी you just see the names in terms of depth
Yeah.
ऐसा लगता है if they can maintain consistency ना फिर से कुछ ना कुछ ट्रॉफी के लिए चैलेंज करेंगे बट मैं पॉइंट
Yeah.
अबाउट दिस स्टुटगार्ट गेम ना look, Stuttgart is not an easy team to play with. They had outplayed Juve at the Allianz, मतलब पूरा outplay कर दिया था. और Atalanta has learned game management with all this experience is what I'll say. भाई मतलब I read about the game and I saw like extended highlights. I'm yet to watch the full game, but what I read was again a very pragmatic display, and there is a reason why they have also not conceded any goals in the Champions League. It's that's plain. मतलब कभी कभी आपको देख के लगता है कि इन्होंने सेल्टिक को कैसे हराया नहीं and I'm in awe of ना this player will never get credit Zappa Costa मतलब typical I know Yogesh you'll smile because वो typical Conte type player है और इस एज में this guy is running back the years man like amazing performance Belanova on that right wing back position एडरसन की तो बात कम ही मतलब जितनी भी बात करूं कम पड़ जाता है he's that good so you know and Isaac Hein is slowly getting his form back so kudos to Atalanta मतलब yeah I think they are going to be doing very well I know my one of my predictions was Atalanta not doing well but I think I'll be proven wrong surely but let me take for some few comments then we can go to previewing the Serie A
Atlanta
uh,
also has Kamaka on the injury list, right? Once
हाँ
he
हाँ
also comes back, they'll have
भाई
a
वही
very
एग्जैक्टली तू सोच भाई अटैकिंग ऑप्शन रेतेगी स्कमाका आई एम हियरिंग जनवरी में दे माइट टारगेट बेरार्दी आल्सो देयर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी दे माइट बिकॉज़ ही इज बीन लिंक्ड सो देन look then that's
भाई
dangerous
Ademola Lookman का last 4 goal has been assisted by Charles de Ketelare. So what a season both of them are having. I know Lookman is
exactly
getting all the goals, but CDK
Ketlar yeah
has, has been very good.
exactly
And
yeah
finally, Zaniolo getting his first goal as well.
यार इंटर फैन द थिंग इज ना ये these salaries are not affordable for either party in the Serie A it's too much I read his commissions are
Whose salary are we talking about?
Jonathan David, he wants a salary of 5 upwards and commissions 6 upwards it is too much for I feel either Serie A club. But let's see where this goes. Lukman is on fire. Yeah. This season he's been amazing. Your opinion on Vinny Mannion incident? According to me, it was unintentional on Magnion's part. Anyone, Ajay bhai,
कुछ
your
भी,
quick thoughts on
yeah,
this?
कुछ भी, just overaction and overacting and just yeah. I think it's
Yeah,
the referees made a correct choice.
yeah. Hein also good game. Yeah, I agree with you. Ajay bhaiya, what did you owe him something? I mean, did you owe him
नहीं नहीं
sweets or
नहीं,
something?
no Kaju Katli, but
Fonseca.
definitely a giveaway for sure.
Yeah. Fonseca, yeah, he does. Like Fonseca is a very smart manager. We keep saying this. Thanks Milan for making our weekend more happier as a Barca fan. Okay, fair enough. Amir is in the house. Nice to see you, yaar. Um, yeah, I can't stop laughing at the Johnny Depp Jack Sparrow comparison. Matlab, I don't know why. I think this is the best comparison, even better than the Pirlo one. I don't know why.
The only thing he got wrong is the water because DJ is a
Yeah,
pirate.
exactly.
Yeah, drinking water.
Pirates don't drink
Holy
water.
water.
Holy
Holy
water.
water.
I went insane on the third goal. That was just crazy. Yeah, I can only imagine here. Uh,
क्या goal था यार,
yeah,
बढ़िया goal
Mihir,
था.
exactly. People, yeah, congratulations, Mihir. Yeah, the same thing. Real is just bad. Real Madrid are bad at pressing, no pressure while building from for mid. Chouameni had a bad game. Yeah, look, they have a lot of things to figure out. You have pointed out a lot of things. You all yourselves destroyed them in the El Clasico. Uh, Okafor is a bum. Mike Maignan, yeah, look, Mike Maignan is a top keeper. Uska near post ki goalkeeping is a bit
Yeah.
suspect because of his wrist injuries and whatnot, but he's still a top keeper. Yeah, no two ways about it. They were fantastic. Not, yeah, I saw that. I find that a bit strange unless he has a niggle or something. Rangers probably added 20 million to his price tag in that match. Of course, he's in contract extension talks with AC Milan already, so
Milan,
that's
yeah.
good news for you guys.
I I won't be surprised if Milan sell him for a profit because Serie A में यही चलता है यार.
ओनरशिप की वजह से या ओनरशिप या
Ownership.
वो उनके
उनका
फाइनेंस सीईओ ने भी
money ball
Moneyball,
tactic है
and
उनका.
their chief finance officer also said right he pretty much implied that, but I don't, for their sake I hope he doesn't, they don't sell him, it'll be quite stupid. Emerson also good game but a single mistake. Look, that's Emerson Royal for you. He'll play good and he'll also make a mess. uh, Morata scoring against Real Madrid is football heritage. Rangers has potential to become number one midfield. We don't need Odegaard. This time any team. Wait, I didn't get your point. Sorry, if you could just rephrase it. Yeah, Mendy was not that great. I agree with you. Morata has got a head injury. Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he
true.
does, he does.
I don't think Kamada should be starting. Instead, he should be brought on. Yeah, I agree. There's a whole discussion of protecting younger players, and I feel Kamada needs to be a bit protected because if he plays badly, the Italian media is going to hound him. Yes, we are going to start it right now here. We are going to start it. Just give us like 5-10 minutes. 5 minutes, not 10 minutes. Uh, Great win for Inter. Managed to win even with heavy rotation. I hope Bologna can finish top 24. Bologna is all prayers, man. Bologna is just all prayers at this point. Uh, yeah, man. Look, you guys are on fire. That's all I will say. That Lukman goal, that was, I have no words. Matlab, yeah, my prediction is UCL final Barca Inter. देख अगर ये हुआ ना, and if somehow we win तो भाई I'll do a giveaway myself. I'll give some jersey away. चल पक्का लिख के ले. If we win the UCL, but I don't think that's happening. But anyways, nice to have
If
you,
we
Rahul.
win
But
the UCL, everybody who comes on the show will get a free Juve jersey from me.
wow, wow,
Writing.
wow, done.
Done.
Yeah, Roma lineup benching Hummels just to play Chris. Yeah,
Yeah,
Roma
so
lineup.
I again he's gone for Angelino left center back, Cristante
Yeah.
center back,
हाँ,
and I'm
yeah.
like, why?
I,
What
I
are you
I
doing?
think now we'll come to this, but we'll get. I think I have a feeling Hummels का behind the scenes fitness issues होगा. मैं लिख के देता हूँ because
अरे,
after last,
but why are you playing Cristante as center back?
that's quite funny. That's quite funny.
Why?
But Ajay bhai, I'll hand it over to you यार and DJ bhai because we have like एक तो Derby है और एक Inter Napoli है of course.
Yeah, let's start
I'll
with
hand it
Inter
over to you
Napoli.
and DJ bhai. Yeah, sure.
Let's start with Inter Napoli, man. I mean, overall Serie A, this weekend looks very interesting, which is coming up. Let me just pull up the fixture list
Yeah, I'll
because
make the banner.
this
Half
this
fixture.
this is the
पिक्चर
this is
लिस्ट
the
के
last.
पहले टेबल दिखा दो एक बार.
टेबल देखना है उसको एक बार बिफोर यू गो
टेबल
डाउन ना.
मेरे
बिफोर यू
मेरे
गो
इसमें
डाउन यू
दिखता
वांट
है,
टू सी द टेबल.
मेरे इसमें दिखता नहीं है टेबल, मतलब मेरा थोड़ा वो सेटिंग्स का इशू है. सेरिया और यूरोपा लीग का
Yeah.
टेबल दिखता नहीं है मेरे को.
Yeah. Yogesh wants to have a good look at the table before they go down to second. Some if Yogesh can indulge in some shithousery, why not? But yeah, Ajay bhai will pull it up. Uh, I think it's still loading for me at least. Yeah, ये तो fixtures है. So we kick off with Genoa Como if I'm not wrong. Yeah, we do kick off
Yeah,
with
we
Genoa
kick off
Como.
with that.
We have Lecce, Empoli, Venezia, Parma, Cagliari, Milan. Interesting. Juventus, Torino, of course, Derby della Mole. Again, historic in its own right. Atalanta, Udinese. Interesting game there. Fiorentina, Hellas Verona, Roma, Bologna. I think this is I think a funny. This would be a funny game. मतलब एकदम epic
Listen,
trolling level.
if Juric does not win this, he doesn't deserve to be in the job.
He should if he should just give away his hair to Italiano as
बस
a
उधर से ही निकल, रोडी स्टाइल निकल जाओ वहां से.
Monza Lazio, I think this should be a routine win for Lazio. We'll come to it because Lazio have been fantastic. I think we should probably make a separate video on Lazio with Anubhuti because they have been fantastic. मतलब वो तो अलग ही
Fabulous.
yeah DJ
Fabulous.
मतलब it's been a joy to watch them like it's really something. So we'll come to
मैं
that.
वो वीडियो नहीं करने वाला, पहले बता रहा हूँ तुम लोग को. I am not part
नहीं,
of
yeah,
that video.
yeah, but you take over Ajay bhai. You take over. I'll leave it to you.
No, first before we get into the Inter Napoli game, obviously
Hmm.
let's speak about the standings, like Yogesh mentioned. The standings is very important. Just I'll get to that 1 second. If you can just see the screen right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks so good.
It looks so good. Enjoy it, bro. Yeah, obviously it does look good. And look at the top four. Look, I know this the season is it's early on and big teams usually bounce back. But before we start, DJ, bhai, do you think this season थोड़ा ज़्यादा unpredictability थोड़ा stretch out होगा? Because look, we have discussed this. All our clubs have 10 other commitments and it will take a toll. It's not an excuse, it's just a fact. It will take a toll. It's taking a toll on Juventus, Bremer, of course. It will take a toll on Inter at some point. It will take a toll on Milan, whatever. So, very briefly, do you foresee a long stretch of unpredictability in this league going forward?
Yeah, Param, I feel like out of all the teams, obviously, Napoli are the only ones that can be their own worst enemy. It's really their league to lose in so many ways. But at the same time, if there was one team that can be their own enemy, it's Napoli. And a lot of it is
Exactly.
down to the way Conte and ADL's relationship will age over the next couple of months.
Hmm.
If Inter gets it across the line or a draw, they begin to lose a little steam at the top of the table. You know,
Hmm.
Conte is a very hot-headed guy, and at the same time, that little bit of pressure from the
Yeah.
chasing pack, if that remains, I think
Hmm.
I think Napoli will kind of, I don't want to say crumble, but they will struggle then to keep up
Yeah.
and draw a bigger gap. I feel like Inter are the ones that are the most mature from this position to handle it. I do, if I remember, I did have Atlanta up there as well at
Yeah,
the
you
start.
did. You did.
As
You did.
contender. I think they will have a very interesting season. I think, like Inter, they are also seasoned enough to go all the way.
Yeah.
Fiorentina is again. I feel like Palladino is gonna have a good season. He
Fair enough.
top four is going to be hard. Lazio are onto something for sure.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just don't know if they have the ability to maintain that all the way till
Exactly.
the end क्योंकि वो थोड़ी maturity की बात है. Juventus, I still foresee top four finish. So a lot of it, Param, comes down to
Hmm.
the big guys, the true contenders. If they are able to stay consistent, then
Hmm.
I feel Napoli will struggle to win the title,
Yeah.
even with one game a week. Then my favorites would be remain Inter, of course. But if the contenders struggle, then for me, Napoli and Atlanta are the best suited
Yeah.
to take
Yeah.
advantage of that situation.
Yeah,
Because
and I agree.
Atlanta's a very, very seasoned, mature team. Gasp
Hmm.
has that continuity. He knows now what is required to the end of the season.
Hmm.
And very interestingly, they're playing a two-striker system, which is unique.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that is really their key USP, which is showing in Europe, it's showing in the league. Very
Hmm.
balanced, you know. You know, sometimes I think like I don't know what they would do if they still had Coop miners. You
Ye-
know,
oh boy. Yeah,
so
yeah.
so that's my assessment thus far. But again, early days. I want to see how we turn the year. The real tricky month for me is the two tricky months are Jan and Feb. You
Yeah,
know,
Hmm.
I
that's
fully
when
agree
you
with
really
you.
see the patterns and you really know in which direction the wind
I
is going to
fully
blow.
agree. I fully agree with you. पर अजय भाई ये स्टैंडिंग्स एक बार योगेश के लिए थोड़ा और जूम इन कर दो. लेट हिम हैव अ गुड
नहीं नहीं, मैं
ओके.
जूम इन नहीं कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि वो मेरा बाकी का पूरा जो मैंने विंडोज खोला है उसमें जो इफेक्ट आएगा. बट यस, इट
हाँ.
इज नापोली एट द टॉप, 1 point ahead of Inter. It is a clash between the top two over the weekend. And remember, even Atalanta and Fiorentina and even Lazio, I hate to say it,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
they can potentially also be there in the top two come end of this
Yeah,
game
that's
week.
insane. Yeah, exactly. That's insane. Matlab, DJ Bhai also said this, right? He hopes obviously UA can be the winner, but it's crazy to think that Atalanta and Fiorentina भी बोलेगा भाई तुम दोनों करो drop points, we'll overtake you
Exactly,
guys. Why
exactly,
can't we
exactly.
try? Exactly. So that's quite good to see for in terms of unpredictability. But yeah, Ajay, go ahead because I
Let's
think
get to the game of the weekend without any further ado. It is
uh,
the return of Romelu Lukaku with his father, Mr. Antonio Conte, back to Milan, back to the black and blue half of the city to face Internazionale. Let's start with Yogesh. क्या
of
लग रहा है
course.
भाई तुम्हारा मतलब फर्स्ट आई वुड से वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट चैलेंजेस ऑफ द सीजन सो फार. लास्ट वीक गेम भी तुम लोग अटलांटा से हारे. पहली पहली बार 3 गेम था हफ्ते में, उसमें ऑन द वीकेंड यू लॉस्ट द थर्ड गेम. सो कॉन्टे कैन से ऑलवेज से कि भाई आई साइंड अप फॉर 1 game a week. But what are your thoughts going into a very big clash for you?
या मैं अटलांटा गेम के साथ में स्टार्ट करता हूँ. It was completely out of the blue यार. Like losing 3-0 to Atlanta was very surprising for me as well. Like the performance was not that bad, but
Uh,
Atlanta were really on another level यार.
Yeah, yeah,
And they are one of the form teams in Europe right now. So I think Atlanta will have their say in this Scudetto race. If not,
of
they
course.
can. They'll definitely have a very big say in who goes on to win the Scudetto this year.
That's a good
And
assessment.
coming to the game itself, yeah, it's one of the key games that I was looking forward to. Like Inter were already like the champions elect for everyone before the season, so I was looking forward to how this Napoli team performs against such a strong Inter side. So kudos to Inter; they defeated Arsenal as well. So if we manage to beat or get some points of Inter from San Siro, then it would be a huge
Big
boost for
result.
them.
Yeah, I agree. अगर तुम लोग if you do that, then yeah, definitely big morale booster also. But yeah, go ahead, Ajay.
so Yogesh, what are you expecting? Which are the key battles that are going to be there? Because obviously, you have Lukaku and Conte returning back to Inter. You also have a familiar face in Zelensky, who has made his move from Napoli to Inter, who
Yeah,
probably will not start in this game because he played midweek. But
yeah.
Yeah.
तेरे को क्या लगता है की battles ये game में क्या रहेगा?
A key battle that I'm looking forward is Kvaratskhelia, how Kvaratskhelia performs in this match, yeah, because last दो तीन game में से like he did score, but there are not a lot of many chances that he's creating. So Kvara is creating that many chances. People are
Hmm.
like double marking him and making him very ineffective for the last few games that I've seen. So
Hmm.
how Kvaratskhelia is handled in this game would be very key to how Napoli perform.
Yeah, yeah. And Yogesh,
Param,
just one question.
uh,
बोलिए.
Param,
Yeah, yeah,
before
sure. Go.
before before you go ahead, like I think because you have seen Lukaku struggle against the likes of Isaac Hein. You've seen him struggle
Yeah,
against the likes
yeah.
of Bremer when we saw
Hmm.
UA
Hmm.
Napoli. So ये game में obviously HRB would have been perfect for Lukaku. But how do
हाँ,
you
I mean,
feel De Vrij kind of shaping up to deal with him?
देखो अगर एक तो आई थिंक ऑब्वियसली ये तो बहुत अर्ली प्रेडिक्टेड लाइनअप से पहले तो वो चीज है. आई एम प्रीटी श्योर सिमोने इंजागी डे टू डे असेस करेगा एंड आई वोंट बी सरप्राइज्ड इफ अचेरबी स्टार्ट्स. मतलब because we know he's the one who can handle these big strikers. एक तो Devray, in case, as you said, if he starts, thoda again in the back of my mind, I will be a tad bit worried.
Yeah.
because as good as he did against Arsenal and everything, Serie A में जो मैं बार बार वही बोल रहा हूँ, थोड़ा twist रहता है. And I know Napoli at the end of the day is a big club and they'll probably play with the same mentality. But again, yeah, because what I've been reading from the Napoli news की Conte थोड़ा twist try कर रहा है tactics में, Lukaku को कैसे use करना है. Lobotka is back from his injury after a while. I don't know if he'll start right away. He could, but Yogesh maybe शायद उसमें थोड़ी देर बाद enlighten कर दे Lobotka, even if he starts or whatever. So what I'm reading is कि Conte is planning थोड़ा tactical tweaks इधर उधर. Very early to speak of all this because the game is the one that will close out the game week. I think if Devray starts, then you have to play what the rest of the lineup shown here. Matlab, you have to play a Bastoni, you have to play a Pavard. Dumfries, I would start putting more faith because he's been playing well. But I would not mind if Darmian plays because I would love to have balance in the team over anything. And Darmian adds more security and balance on those flanks than anyone else. Mkhitaryan obviously खेलेगा. Hakan, just glad he's back. Barella भी है तो आई थिंक द लाइनअप वाइज अगर मैं सीधा प्रेडिक्टेड लाइनअप पे ही जाऊँ तो प्रीटी मच यही रहेगी. बार मे बी यू कुड सी Acerbi start over Devray and maybe Darmian over Dumfries at best. But yeah, I do feel if Devray starts, thoda in the back of my mind, I will have like maybe like a 5% doubt. As good as he is, as much as I respect the player, I like him. But you know that you saw it in the Roma Inter game how Dovbek also turned him. He has
Yeah.
those weird moments. We saw it in Inter Juve where he was not the only one at fault. He was telling Zielinski to do XYZ, but he didn't check his shoulder to see Vea, and then Vea scored from behind. So yes, some moments it can happen against Napoli because they are coming off a break of sorts. और वो लोग को वो लॉस का रिवेंज लेना होगा. मतलब दे विल वांट टू अवेंज दैट लॉस इन एनी वे पॉसिबल. एंड देन द होल कॉन्टे लुकाकू फैक्टर इज देयर. सो या आई थिंक डेवराई रहेगा. आई वोंट बी टू वरीड बट थोड़ा कॉशियस तो रहूंगा इफ ही डज प्ले.
Fair. DJ, I want to get your thoughts before we move on to predictions. As someone who obviously has got that Conte connection, this is utter woke nonsense because I've seen Napoli games. This is not the correct lineup. वो the four-man backline होता है, but then they morph into a back three with Politano,
Yeah.
Becoming the right wing back, so to say. But
Yeah.
what do you see? I mean, does Conte have a point to prove against Inter with this Napoli team? How do you see this game going?
No, I think definitely it's going to be very fiery because of the reception that Conte will get to begin with. That will fire him up for sure, 100%. But I think for me, Inter are better prepared for this game temperamentally and mentally at the moment because of the results that have kind of gone their way coming into the game. This is the part where, like I was saying, Conte and Napoli are their own worst enemy, where
Yeah.
every loss builds immense pressure because Conte cannot handle losing. So he inflicts that pressure, and you can feel that energy for the players. Will feel that pressure and energy, at their end when they come into the game. The second thing is they're away from home, and the third very important thing is if this is indeed the lineup, he struggles against a three-man defense. Where to me the player to watch out, like Yogesh very correctly said, if Varia is handled, then Napoli will definitely struggle because that will automatically alienate Lukaku. He will actually by himself be very easily managed by the Inter defense. Even if De Vrij plays, I think they have the reading on Lukaku. Yeah, if Quaria is the guy to really watch out for because he's the one who will kind of trouble them,
Yeah.
both cutting in, creating space for Lukaku and on the wings. Dumfries is in a rich vein of form. He is going
Yeah.
to be able to manage it, hopefully. The reason I say hopefully is because the result I'm looking for is a draw.
Yeah.
Though I have a feeling one team will win in this game. This
Fair enough.
this encounter is just set up in that way. I feel it's going to be very
Yeah.
fiery.
Yeah.
Maybe a penalty. If I'm to pick a winner, Yogesh, I have a feeling Inter might nick it.
Fair
You
enough,
know,
fair enough.
Fair play,
DJ,
fair play.
DJ, I was also going to go for a similar prediction. I was going to go for a 1-0 Inter win with a Zielinski penalty.
Funny, AJ, I'm also seeing this is a very penalty type of game. It's going to be very hotly contested. It's going to be those mini battles. And I do think though if Inter comes out with that three-man defense, Conte is going to struggle to have ideas and find solutions.
Yeah,
guys,
एक
आप
चीज मैं
लोग
बोलना चाहता हाँ.
Param, before we get into both of you, eventually to give your predictions, everyone on the stream, leave your predictions in the comment
In the
section.
comments चालू
How
कर
do you
दो, we will
think
take your comments. Yeah.
Inter versus Napoli is going to pan out? Comments में लिख लो, we'll take all the comments. You were saying, Param.
Yeah, I was just saying कि what DJY said. See, मैं ये सीजन से बोल रहा हूँ कि and Yogesh also agrees with me कि लोग जो बार-बार look, we all agree Napoli has an advantage because of the schedule, but that does not equate to them being the best or doesn't mean it's easy for them to win the league title, right? Yogesh, I
Yeah,
think
yeah, of
you
course.
also agree because योगेश की सॉरी नापोली की स्क्वाड कंप्लीट नहीं है पर से, ठीक है, यू हैव टू अग्री टू दैट. योगेश तू देखता है नापोली प्ले अ मोर वर्टिकल गेम, देयर इज अ रीजन टू दैट बिकॉज योर विंग बैक्स आर बारिंग माटियास ओलिवेरा, nobody is that great, let's be honest. माटियास ओलिवेरा भी ज्यादा अटैक करता नहीं होता, ही इज अ फर्स्ट डिफेंस ओरिएंटेड विंग बैक, ठीक है. That's where how did Atalanta pick you apart? Atalanta is a far more dynamic team than Napoli. I think Yogesh will agree with this. They have different ways of playing. They have more options than Napoli. And Napoli is work in progress basically. It's just that the Conte factor है और players वापस revive हो गए तो आपकी quality वापस आ गई है. And you're doing well, rightly so, fairly so. My thing is now what I do feel is कि we will see some sort of a reaction from Napoli after that 3-0 loss. मतलब I'm not saying कि it'll be easy to sorry, it'll be difficult एकदम से. Oh, what's his name by the way?
Comet, say hi to the other Juve fan in the house, guys.
Whoa.
Comment, nice to see यार. वो यूए फैन, कुछ यूए मर्च होना चाहिए उस पे फिर तो. uh,
He's
but
got. I just not put it
oh
on for the
wow,
pod. He
oh wow,
wears it
that's
on game day.
interesting.
Wow.
Would love to see it someday. Yeah. But yeah, just to continue on the tangent, I just want to say कि I think Yogesh agree करेगा कि it's not the most complete squad and Atalanta के against peak flaws दिख गए. मतलब even Buongiorno in the last two games has actually been struggling, which is rare. If Yogesh तो देखा even against Milan, he did have a tough time thoda, and even against Atalanta. And Yogesh didn't bring this up, but Di Lorenzo got absolutely destroyed against Atalanta. I knew Yogesh won't bring it up, but he got destroyed against Atalanta. But yes, I agree with DJY कि इधर कैसा लगता है if it's about a reaction from Napoli because Inter is going to completely rotate the 11. We are going not completely, but you get the point. The players we benched will start, and we are in this perfect mental phase. Inzaghi said it before the Arsenal game. After drawing to Juve, losing to Milan, we've had that reaction in general. We've woken up. It's a question of maintaining that, and if we maintain that, I can see us winning. With all due respect, I do think Napoli are very good, but Napoli is just not complete enough for me yet to consistently go toe
Hmm.
to toe with the top
Yeah.
guns, right? They went toe to toe with UA, but अगर आप वो गेम देखोगे once Yogesh, and again I'm being very objective, once Billy Gilmore came on in that game, UA was running past him very easily. And I was baffled कि वो लोग ने गोल कैसे नहीं मारा. It's not to say कि आप लोग ने अच्छा नहीं खेला योगेश. Even in that Milan game, Yogesh, if you remember, I'm not saying you didn't deserve the win. You did deserve the win. But Milan इतने बार इतने chances create कर रहा था. I know your idea was to soak in, but you are not looking fully convincing while trying to do that, if you get what I mean. So my
Yeah.
point is Napoli I feel is very good. I'm not taking that away. And I still will have them as one of the Scudetto contenders or even favorites or whatever. It's just that if it's about showing that reaction against Inter. अगर आप लोग fire up होके वो थोड़ा 10% भी extra लाते हो in those first 10-15 minutes, then I'll get an idea कि हाँ, Napoli is here to they mean business basically against Inter. For me, I'm waiting for the first 10 minutes or so of the game to decide basically where this game heads. Not like I can't make an evaluation now. But as of today, जो मैं Atalanta के against देखा, अगर मैं वो basis पे जाऊँ तो Inter can do the job. मतलब I'm not saying thrashing or anything, ये नहीं मैं बोलना चाहता. But given the depth we have and given how we play in multiple ways, I feel we can do the job as of today.
It
But I
doesn't,
don't.
it doesn't, Param, look like a three love kind of
No,
game.
no,
You
no.
know what
I
I
don't.
mean?
Yeah. I'm not saying.
It's that mini moment that will create it, and I feel that mini moment Inter have that in them to
Yeah.
create that more than Napoli in this situation.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not saying 3-0 in any case. मैं कोई भी केस में 3-0 नहीं बोल रहा because ये गेम में Conte Lukaku both will have a point to prove. I'm sure Lukaku is ready to celebrate Yogesh. मैं तो पक्का if he does score for some reason. पर क्या लगता है तुझे योगेश? If you disagree with my assessment, let me know. But what do you think? Do you agree कि there there has to be some sort of like a reaction early on in the game to show कि how we can hang with the bigger teams right now? Because again, as I said, कि तुम्हारा टीम थोड़ा limited तो है यार.
Yeah, definitely यार, like and I think first goal काफी important होगा ये मैच में, like the
Hmm.
whoever scores the first one,
Yeah.
I think वो एक काफी बड़ा psychological and पूरे game को ही rotate कर देगा वो.
Yeah.
And I think like Lautaro Martinez is in such a good form. Thuram is
Yeah.
having again an exceptional season, and
Yeah.
Napoli back wing में से like only Buongiorno is one who I trust. So like
Yeah.
handling both of them on Buongiorno alone would be difficult. So थोड़ा सा
Exactly.
it's a tricky match for us. Like getting like honestly like getting something from this match is what I'm hoping for in the best case.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Boys,
And
boys, predictions.
predictions, yeah.
Param and Yogesh, we gave our predictions. DJ and I, your predictions.
योगेश चल तू टेबल पे अभी टॉप पे तो तू पहले जा.
Yeah, I would say 2-2 draw 2-2.
फेयर इनफ. फेयर. वो सेरिया वाला फैक्टर लेके तो यार ऐसा मतलब द वे वी लीग गोल्स आई विल गो फॉर अ 2-1 इंटर विन. जस्ट अ बिट ऑफ गिवन द फॉर्म थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंस है मुझ में थोड़ा. और we do league goals and I think Napoli से reaction आएगा. And I'm telling you, Conte wants to prove a point more than Conte. That guy over there, Lukaku, of course, he wants to prove a point. And I do think शायद वो कुछ ना कुछ तो impact तो लाएगा उस game में. He's desperate to
बिल्कुल.
prove a point. So I think a
बिल्कुल.
2-1 win for Inter. But let me see in the comments, Ajay bhai, because people have predicted. Let me just
We have this amazing comment which Yogesh will get very happy. Napoli 1, Inter 2, and Lukaku to kiss the badge. GGMU goes for 3-all, high scoring draw once
scoring.
again between.
No, I don't think this will be that Juve Inter kind of game, high scoring.
Yeah.
I swear, DJ bhai, if it ends up for some reason like that, ना मेरा दिमाग खराब हो जाएगा. I can't
Yeah.
handle two games like that. 2-1 Inter, sadly, of course, for me. Inter 1-0.
Even I feel this is going to happen. Very poetic Zielinski
Yeah.
penalty.
Inzaghi, ये 2-1 Napoli Lukaku brace. Fair enough. Of course, the Milan fans will obviously root for Napoli. वो तो naturally lazy D beast. Inter 3 Çalhanoğlu and Çalhanoğlu
ये
brace.
अच्छा
and
game
Lautaro.
रहेगा.
Oof, that would be Aquara Lukaku. Fair enough, Shubdeep. By the way, congrats to you, all the Milan fans also again. 2-0 Inter with Hakan free kick. He did score, by the way, against Red Star, so मजा है. 1-1 Lukaku will score. Fair enough. सब लोग लुकाकू का एक मतलब कॉन्वर्सेशन ही रहता है because everybody like somehow he ends up taking the spotlight for some or the other reason everywhere. I find that very
कुछ बोल मत. लास्ट सीजन देखा मैंने कि जब इंटर रोमा था तो इंटर बोले कि we will bring whistles to the stadium whenever Lukaku gets a touch we will blow the whistles.
He didn't
did
get
not
a
get a
touch.
single touch in the
Still
whole
got
game.
Yeah, he didn't get a touch. But yeah, I think Inter Napoli shapes up very well, comes at the right time for the neutral viewer. अगर आप neutral हो, top of the table clash है. Last game, I know it's a late kickoff. Yeah, Yogesh, I think Yogesh has to leave. Yogesh has to leave. We'll be anyways closing the stream very soon. Yogesh, share any closing thoughts from you? I know तेरे को जाना है, but any closing thoughts and yeah.
Yeah, I would say like ये week में like people would have seen realized that Serie A is there. It's one of the top leagues and it's not just a Premier League ही देखने लायक है. And if people want to see how good Serie A can be, they should watch this Inter versus Napoli game.
Wow, I absolutely love what you
Mic
said.
drop.
Mic drop, exactly.
YDL moment.
YDL moment. But I well said यार योगेश, because दिख रहा है जैसे तू बोला यूरोप में भी दिख रहा है, लीग में भी दिख रहा है. तू एक्साइट फ्योरेंटीना मतलब 11 गेम के बाद फ्योरेंटीना इज इन टॉप 4, लाज़ियो इज इन टॉप 11 गेम के बाद. वी नॉट लाइक 4-5 गेम्स इन एंड सो यार अगर आपको लीग एंजॉय करनी है करो. इंटर नापोली लेट है टाइम पर. अब सब गेम्स लेट होते हैं, सब गेम्स मोस्टली 1:15 पे होते हैं. सो डू ट्राई टू कैच इट ऑन GXR. दिस विल बी एन एपिक गेम. एंड बाकी सेरिया गेम्स भी देखो. वील टॉक अबाउट इट. बट थैंक्स फॉर कमिंग ऑन यार योगेश. You can say what you want, matlab, of course, your slogan, whatever, before you go out.
Forza Napoli sempre.
Yeah. See you soon, yeah, Yogesh. See you soon on the next stream.
Soon, man. Yep.
Ciao, Yogesh.
But Ajay, we'll just take a quick few comments. Then let's go to the rest of. We'll discuss a bit of Derby della Mole and close this.
Yeah. Let's do Derby del Mole after this.
Yeah, just let me take a few comments here, some interesting comments here and there about some Serie action. हाँ ये ले लिया था मैंने. कहाँ गेला? So I think sorry, yeah, this is where we stop. Oh, Cristante wala. Milan will do it 10 into more. They don't know what's coming. I didn't. मेरे कौन से context में था? Please enlighten me यार. सेकेंड गोल पे तो मेरी हालत खराब हो गई थी जो रूडिगर ने मारा था. माय जिंक्स वर्क. Yeah, I did feel Madrid would make a comeback, but again, yeah. I watched Simone Inzaghi's tactics. The way he uses center backs is beautiful. Yeah, he relies on positional flexibility. यार मतलब any player has to be ready to be at any point of the pitch at any given time. Inter B team beat Arsenal. Yeah, I know those jokes are coming in. No Bastoni, no Acerbi, no problem, no Barella. Lampard is watching Roma. Oh yeah, we'll. I want to briefly discuss this in a bit
Soja bhai
because
Lampard,
What is
Soja.
this? What is the Lampard connection? Like there is no connection. How
There's
is
no
this
connection.
happened? Where
no,
is this
This is
coming from? It's so
this is
random.
just the media going crazy, nothing else.
no,
Because
but
the
sorry,
Friedkins
go ahead.
own Everton as well.
Yeah,
So one of the intermediaries have offered Lampard
Lamp.
to Friedkins. That doesn't mean the Friedkins have gone and said, "Yes, we want
Yeah,
Frank Lampard at Roma." I mean, you can't equate two and two
but
together, man. I mean,
that's the problem, right? Friedkins ने club ऐसा चला है कि you can't put it past them. There are
ha,
so
yeah.
many doubts.
This is the
That,
Friedkins, the lack of
yeah,
communication, the
yeah.
lack of
This will
leadership
be
at
this
the
will be
top
a
is just
disaster, guys.
I'm telling you, he will send Roma probably in a relegation battle. I'm not joking. If this happens for some reason, I don't think it will. But I think they'll be in a relegation. Like I'm calling it. I think that's ridiculous. If this, I'll tell you why it picked up DJ by because Roman source Il Messaggero, quite reliable generally, when they got the information about it, firstly Gazeta broke it, not the most reliable, but when Roman sources started getting the information, they weren't denying it, they weren't accepting it either, but they weren't denying it either. So that's where Roma fans started panicking कि भाई हमारे sources deny नहीं कर रहा है कुछ ये सब.
let me deny everything. Let me deny two things. Frank Lampard will not become the manager, and I have not applied for the CEO post at Roma. Let me come out with these two things. ये दो सच की बात है कि
But
लैम्पार्ड नहीं आएगा रोमा में.
AJ, I think also from the Friedkin's perspective, it is. I don't know if they assume or perceive that this would be like a very populist kind of
Yeah,
positioning in terms of
exactly.
making a statement for the club that we've got an elite EPL manager because Lampard
How is
is not
Frank
that in
Lampard
this
elite?
context.
How is
Not in
Frank
this
Lampard
context,
elite?
he's not. That's what I'm saying. But in their
their,
perception,
their perception their
Oh,
perception
it
their
is what.
seems like a very
Yeah,
popular decision.
exactly.
And they're floating a name. For all you know, it's a smokescreen.
Yeah,
But
I
to
get it.
me, at this
100%
point,
smokes.
I feel like Allegri is a no-brainer.
Yeah, the only thing is Allegri's salary, and that's the
Mhm.
major
But you never
stumbling
know, he
block.
may be
But
willing because I don't think, other than Turkey, I don't think he's going to have too many offers at this moment of the season.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he
For
could
me
he could
also,
take a pick up.
for
Yeah,
me also,
that's true.
I made a video on this analyzing all the managers that are
Yeah.
linked, be it Sari, be it Terzic, be it Lampard. In fact,
DDR,
amongst the
man,
English
just bring him
managers,
back. DDR,
amongst
have
the
a vision map.
see
You know,
DJ, I don't think so. DDR will come back
yeah, he
because
won't
he,
doesn't
He
want to.
won't.
he's not a guy who will accept shit from
Yeah,
the
that's the
Friedkins.
thing, right? That's what DJ we say, right? This is the whole problem is the Friedkins because you they'll make Juric the scapegoat because what did he
Yeah,
have to do? Like he's also the scapegoat, just like DDR. They have run the club very poorly. Where we were talking about how Roma should have been in the top four with all the signings, and they're 12th. Yeah, they're 12th right now after Empoli won the other day. So it's just poor management. Yeah. Rio
But
Asu.
in the distant, not so distant future, I think Roman Palladino would also be a very good fit
yeah,
because
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean from the start of the season,
interesting.
I rate this guy as a manager.
Yeah,
Same,
yeah.
same.
That's interesting. That's an interesting shout, to be honest. How much have you guys been impressed with Tijani and his development? Yeah. He's a top player. Yeah, matlab, no words to
I
say. Matlab, he's
pulled out a tweet from 2023 when Milan signed him from AZ Alkmaar. तभी बोला कि Milan have a special player. मैंने
yeah. I
चिंतन को
remember you did.
टैग किया था उसमें.
Yes. He was very good, and I'm pretty sure he's going to reach another level as well. Moise Keane, what a striker, and Dea, what a keeper. Atalanta's love. Thanks for bringing this up because both have been fantastic. मतलब DJ भाई एक तो I never saw De Gea revival coming. I'll be very honest with you. The guy has been saving Fiorentina left, right, side. Not just saving, but you get the point. He's been he's added that level of confidence to this Fiorentina backline. And
Yeah.
then Moise Keane, I mean, you said it like you would have been interested in seeing what he would have been under Mota potentially. यार मतलब वो भी अलग लेवल का फॉर्म है सो क्वाइट kudos to them. Yeah, so
We
we'll
were actually talking about this Param offline. Like, I think Keane would have killed it under this
yeah,
flow, this system. I don't know why Mota listed him. Transfer listed.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
that's a
think he should have had a chance. I really think he would have been more effective than Vlahovic.
fair enough, fair enough. But I'll come to the comments. DJ bhai is also in a rush, so we'll go to the Derby della Mole पहले. अजय भाई मैं pull up ही कर देता हूँ.
Yeah.
क्या
Let's do that.
because we are at now obviously Juventus have started winning in the Serie A again. DJ bhai, I just feel I'll be very honest with you यार मुझे टोरिनो के लिए just to get it out of the way I just feel bad for them because डुआन जापाटा गया, चे एडम्स भी इंजर हो गया and they don't have any good striker left to play. I mean, it's just a bad situation they are in here in general. Look at the results form wise also. Whereas UA, went toe to toe with Lille, they beat Udinese. Sure, the Parma game wasn't great, but look at Torino, lost to Fiorentina, lost to Roma, just beat Como, struggled in that game as well. So DJ, by coming to you first, your initial thoughts here. You think another win for UA in the Derby della Mole? क्या लग रहा है आपको?
I think off the bat, Param, what's happened is a fit Coop Miners is throwing in some weight in the middle, which is
Yeah,
also helping ball recovery and the transitions
yeah,
greatly.
yeah.
I do think Ciao will come in here as an impact player. He will start from the bench, to come up against tired legs, and I feel that's when it'll make a difference.
Hmm.
From a result point of view, I think Juve have the beating on Torino. It's just a matter
Exactly.
of how they start. We saw what happened against Parma, which I was really angry about.
Yeah.
It's a game they should have won. You need to win that game 7 days a week. Just a very, very slow start there, and I don't think they can afford this in this game. Obviously, they will be on their toes because there is a little bit of significance with the aspect of it being a derby.
Hmm.
But all said and done, I think Gatti Kalulu is a little bit more structured in the center. Danilo is a little not composed at the moment, and Gatti is bringing that composure. So when you
Yeah.
see it from the back, I think that is making a difference. Coop Miners coming back is making a difference statistically. Also, if we compare the start of the season, the games Coop Miner has started, they are more likely to score and win. So
Hmm.
I think uh, on paper, when we see the initial lineups, if Coop is
Hmm.
starting, I also think Vlahovic will be more effective in a game
Hmm.
like this.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I would say Juve should be winning this game, But again,
Yeah.
take it for granted. But if you want to be up there with the big boys, you have to win.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I agree.
I'd go with the win.
Yeah. Yeah. And अजय भाई आपका क्या prediction होगा? आपको क्या लग रहा है इस गेम में क्या होगा?
One of the most one-sided derbies, unfortunately, in Serie A.
Yeah.
It's all Bianconero in this derby, very dominantly so, especially over the last 2 decades since I've been watching. The Derby della Mole when Torino got relegated, came back. I think they had some hope when Alessandro Rosina and those guys were there back in the day, but I don't see this going Torino's way. This is Juve written all over it. It I don't think so. It'll be like a मतलब एकदम clean sweep रहेगा. It'll be a tough game because it is a
Yeah.
derby end of the day. But Juve, will pull out a goal. Maybe again a late goal. I feel in this game,
AJ, but yeah,
late-ish.
that's the thing here. They need to win these games big,
Yeah,
so that you have to put in a dominant performance by way of goals. You can't be a one love, and for the amount of possession that they have to start
yeah,
believing that possession is worth something.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I agree.
At
Ajay,
the
if you
end,
could.
so
Sorry.
these
Go
are the
ahead.
games you have to win like 2 love, 3 love. They can't be one love games.
Hmm. If you could just pull up the predicted lineups again, Ajay, bhai, because
Yeah, just
all
refreshing. But
yeah,
I see Che Adams, making an impact in this. I mean, I'm
no,
just waiting to
but
see.
But he's
but
injured. No,
If,
even Zapata injured, right?
yes,
yeah,
Zapata.
Zapata's out for the season. Che Adams
Yeah,
got
Yeah,
injured in the previous game as well, so I don't know if he'll make it. I think they've not
yeah.
updated their lineup, so I don't think Che Adams will be able to make it in this game. He also had to go off. एंड दैट इज माय
Yeah,
वरी फॉर टोरिनो. दिस इज वेयर मैं वही बोलता हूँ. जैसे हम रोमा के बारे में, ओनरशिप की प्रॉब्लम्स के बारे में बात करते हैं, Urbano Cairo has done an absolutely terrible job. Even their
yeah,
sporting director Maniati, you see the left centre back Adam Mazina. He's been making errors every game for them, every game, and that has led to them conceding goals. He's solely responsible. So and Maripan as well from Monaco. So I don't know what Cairo did with this team. I just feel bad for Torino because Vanoli as a coach deserved better, because really I saw potential in this team the way they started, and they've just been unlucky with injuries with an ass owner. I'm sorry, and I can't see them winning this derby because of that. I was really hoping DJY for a derby where Torino had fit players, Juve had fit players, and we get to see like a peak Motta versus Vanoli. And
yeah.
I'm just sad I'm not getting that. Obviously, one because of injuries, and two because of one side having an absolutely idiotic owner with I won't hold back because this is just quite. And look, we've this in at the beginning of the season I felt कि शायद थोड़ा कम one sided एक गेम देखने मिले इस time around, but we are back at it, and I feel UA will win like maybe 2-0 or something. Like they'll manage the game very well with everything in mind, and I think Juve will win 2-0. I want to see predictions in the comments as well, guys, from you. But any closing thoughts, DJ? I know you want to leave. So any closing thoughts on anything about the game or anything in general?
Yeah, I think Param, I kind of agree with you. I mean, I don't want to speak about Cairo or anything, but I do feel like their absentees is going to make a difference. Sanabria to me is also unpredictable in a game like
Yeah,
this. I would
yeah,
look out for him from a Torino perspective, but Juve should be winning this kind of game
yeah,
7 days a week if they want to be title challengers. I mean,
yeah,
taking away the aspect of the derby with the injuries,
yeah,
with the fact that now the players have a little bit of the understanding of the system. I think Mota
mm,
needs to start doing his bit where he needs to start giving certain players in the middle some sort of continuity.
yeah,
That little bit of tinkering that's happened, I think now he's had enough time to settle on his starting 11. That, like I said at the start, that needs to be clear now,
mm,
because that is beginning to affect the team as the game goes on. Also, he's kind of become a little bit on autopilot mode when it comes to substitutions. If something's not working, suddenly you see five subs coming in. You know,
mm,
they are not purely coming from a tactical perspective. They are coming more
mm,
from the system will continue with fresh legs. So those
mm,
those subs have to be more mini battles, and they have to be a little more micromanaged in terms of who's coming on and why they're coming on.
mm.
Against Lille, we saw Yildiz was kind of moved to the center, but he was given only 10 minutes in the center. What was the point of that?
Exactly. Yeah,
And then
I
he was
agree.
subbed out. The whole idea is you've got to try that system and see if he's working as a 4-9, or as a
Yeah,
CF. We're playing off Coop.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
so that is one aspect that I'd really need Mota to improve. I do think the win is also imperative because we're going into the break. They need to go in with that mentality so that the players who are not missing for the break get that movement and momentum. Because
mm,
now we're moving into that very important part of the season, because your December, Jan, and Feb really will define how you end up in the
yeah,
final
yeah.
setting and
I
flow.
agree.
So I
I
think from
agree.
that perspective, Mota needs to really, see it from there. And um, heartening, of course, the pros are the fact that the players are beginning to show up. The character of the team is great. They
Mm,
fight to the death, which I love. The system is being understood. It just now comes down to the system getting continuity and the patterns of play being understood with playing with your partner. That's the only thing that's missing. And I think once that comes in,
mm,
good tidings for Juve. Yeah, I think the season would be a very interesting first season.
mm. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. So, yeah, thanks for joining in here, DJY. Because we'll be, of course, seeing you more on the podcast as well. And let's see what happens. Quite a big game. So, देखते क्या होता है weekend पे. Thanks for joining us here. We'll be closing the stream anyways soon. Thank you.
Of course, guys, Forza Juve, Finola Fine. Thank you, everyone. See
Ciao,
you
ciao.
guys soon.
Yeah,
Ciao.
ciao, ciao. Ajay, bhai, we'll just take a few. Oh, Uncle Sharma with a donation. I sorry if we
Yes,
missed.
yes, yes.
Thank
Thanks,
you so
thank you.
much, bro. Thank you.
And I'm loving the Twitter. I think he is pulling
Yeah,
off
yeah,
good
yeah. I saw.
stuff. It's good to see. Premier League
Yeah,
fans का थोड़ा ये हो रहा है. It's all good fun and
yeah,
banter end of the day
yeah,
हो रहा है.
yeah. I'm loving what you're doing, bro. Like all the bookmarks. I know when he does it, like yeah, and it's always spot on. So I loved it, and I'm just happy we won, bro. That's all I can say. It was quite an amazing performance, and I know you were sticking it to all. You were watching it with us. He was watching it with Arsenal fans in a pub, I think. So yeah, that makes it even better. So yeah, man. Thanks for the donation. Appreciate it, and please, if in our community you do not know or if you've seen his channel for the first time, he's Uncle Sharma. He's an Interista. Uh, he's Indian, of course, by origin, but born and brought up in Italy, and he makes Inter and Serie A content, and he also supports the Italian national team. So, by usko bhi jaake, please do subscribe. He's on the road to 10k subs. So, if you are interested in Azzurri content, Inter content, you can subscribe to him as well. We are looking to collab with him. We'll make it happen soon. I'm finalizing exactly when and what topic, so we'll be getting him on as well. So let me just take a last few comments. But thank you once again, bro. Thank you so much. UA is winning 2-0. Yeah, I agree. जेग्रोवा ने बोला उसको बिग थ्री बहुत पसंद है उसमें से एक के लिए मिलान उसका नाम लिया आई थिंक इट्स मेनली बिकॉज ऑफ फोंसेका अजय भाई की वॉच अलोंग विल स्टार्ट वेरी सून सो विल क्लोज दिस
Yeah, yeah,
ही इज गोइंग टू डू वॉच अलोंग फॉर यूनियन सेंट जिलोआ एंड रोमा तो आप लोग उधर चले जाना देखना गेम या 130 गेम इट्स टफ टू वॉच मैन दिस डार्वी कुड हैव बीन डिफरेंट ऑफ बेलोटी वो अलग this derby would have been different if Cairo wasn't the owner. That's all I'll say. Feels like a 2-1 Torino win. I doubt. So yeah, I don't see any other comments here, guys. Sorry if you've missed because there's so much to talk about and there's so much to
and there's
discuss.
a Europa League game as
Yeah,
well.
that's what it
But
makes it
Parab,
difficult.
let's
Uh,
let's get your predictions quickly in before we close the
yeah,
thing
yeah.
for the
Before we
rest of
shift,
the
yeah, before you
fixtures.
shift to your.
Genoa,
Uh,
Genoa, Como, Genoa finally winning
this is
their first
funny.
game.
This is. I think draw. I think draw 1-1.
मेरे को भी चल मैं
Yeah,
क्रिश के लिए बोल रहा हूँ Genoa win यार क्रिश है I want
yeah,
Genoa to win and make their way up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Lecce Empoli. What do you think? I think. क्या लग रहा है आपको? This is tricky to predict. Yeah, this is getting
I
quite
get
tricky to
very
predict.
because Lecce are also I think draw.
Yeah, I want to see Lecce win, so एक Lecce win बोल दूंगा चलो उसके लिए. That's the reason. Now this is also weird if you think about it because Venezia are playing well and Parma are playing shit, and Parma
Yeah.
got stick from their own fans from the ultras जो typically Italy में होता है. If you saw that Parma ultras were lambasting the coach and the players. I think Venezia might get something. मुझे लग रहा है Venezia
Even I
जीतेगी.
even I feel कि Venezia might pull off a win. I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Cagliari Milan will take this. मतलब I know
मेरे को भी लग रहा है
Cagliari have
मिलान
been
मोमेंटम के साथ में मिलान जीत जाएगा.
exactly. I know it's been a mixed bag, and what Fonseca said also. But I think Milan will like nick this of sorts. I don't think it'll be an easy game. Could be wrong totally, but I feel Milan will nick this. Juve Torino we already predicted. Atalanta Udinese is very interesting to me because I really like what Costa Runiaic is doing at Udinese. He's a very good man manager. Tactically might not be the greatest, but he's a good man manager. But I still feel Atalanta wins like a 2-1 or a
2-1.
yeah,
2-1.
yeah, 2-1 or something. 2-1. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, like Fiorentina versus Hellas. I don't know why I find it so funny, but what do you think will happen?
I'm going to go for a Fiorentina win. I think उनका
Yeah, the
उनका
form is too good.
form is
Yeah, it's too good. I agree. And shout out to one of the young defenders in Fiorentina, Pietro Comuzzo. Very talented. I won't say like he's ekdam highly rated all of a sudden, but very talented. Keep an eye. We'll be doing a separate video where we'll be rating the best under 25 talents so far in the league this season. So वो आ
yeah,
जाएगा.
yeah.
Roma Bologna, your game, Ajay. Bhai, go first. I know you have a live stream, but yeah, go ahead. I have a feeling.
I feel this is going to be Juric's last game. Unfortunately I feel so. I'm going for a draw between Roma Bologna.
Draw. Yeah, this is weird. For me, this depends on what happens tonight because the coach might just change if you lose tonight.
Exactly,
And मुझे वही
exactly.
लग रहा है कि
नहीं वो
but anyways
इंटरनेशनल ब्रेक तक है यूरिच है मतलब संडे तक बट ये
कुछ
लास्ट
बोल
गेम
नहीं
रहेगा.
कुछ बोल नहीं सकते राजा विद रोमा. I'll be very
नहीं
honest
कुछ
with you. I know the news. I saw it.
नीडकिंस तो
Yeah, exactly.
कुछ भी भरो
Exactly.
एनीथिंग इज पॉसिबल.
I've seen the news as well, but I feel you know what? I'll go for a draw as well. I think Bologna ले लेगा कुछ इसमें से. And Monza Lazio, I think the way Baroni is handling this squad now, the squad management has been impeccable so far. I know that they are not the best of defenses, they leak a lot in general, but the way he rotates his team, it's quite impressive, and I like what he's doing and the way free flowing attack they have with Bulai Dia behind the striker. I think Lazio will win. Even I know Monza अच्छा खेल रही है, but I think Lazio will win this. What do you think?
मैं तो बोलना ही नहीं चाहता हूँ यार इसके बारे में. I think
You have to predict it.
my yeah. But you know what it means. I'm not saying it. You know what it means. It implies that Lazio is going to win. It's sad. It's sad,
Yeah.
but it is what it is.
Inter Napoli, we have all predicted Oristano hat trick incoming. Yeah, so I think we can close this stream, guys. Thank you
Pretty
so much for
much.
tuning in, bhai log or beno, matlab, and whoever donated, especially Uncle Sharma. Thank you, guys. Again, we don't force any donations. It's more of a goodwill gesture. अगर आपको donate करना है, आप कर सकते हो. There's no compulsion. But thank you guys for joining in. We appreciate the support. Please head over to Ajay Bhai's channel at AM Talk Sport. He's going to do a watch along for Union Saint Gilloa versus Roma. And content आता रहेगा. We are all a bit busy as well with work, but content आता रहेगा. We'll drop some recorded topical videos or something. जैसे मैंने बोला, we'll drop it soon, Ajay bhai. I think we should have some time this month to do it, right? So
Yep.
please spread the word, like the stream, share it after you have watched it, and please subscribe to at AM Talk Sports, and please subscribe to Calcio Charcha. We crossed 1 I think 1030 subscribers. So please keep spreading the love and let's grow this community together. Yeah, see you guys soon. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.